Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Foundation Week. It is day 3. If you don't know what Foundation Week is and you're kind of hopping in the middle of the week, every single day for 7 days I have a new foundation video. So I've done 2 days already. Make sure you go check that out. I've done high-end, I alternate between high-end and drugstore, and I have some really cool new foundations coming up, you guys. Some foundations you guys have asked me for. One that's really new that I'm super excited about, and it's coming up at the end of the week. So make sure that you have subscribed, hit the little tiny bell so that you are notified of all my videos. They're all going to go into your notification feed if you hit the bell. If you don't, you might get a video from me. You might not get notified when I upload. So today we're going to be talking about the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. I know that this is not a new foundation, but the reason this kind of drew me in is because of the claims on this foundation are pretty incredible and I think pretty impossible. So we're going to be testing that out today, and we're going to be talking about that in a second. I'll talk about that. So today we're going to be talking about the claims of what the foundation says it's going to do and seeing if it actually does what it says it's going to do. I'm going to try the foundation on with a sponge, with a brush. We're going to be checking in throughout the day really close to see how the foundation actually looks on my skin. I really want to bring you guys in close so you can get the best view possible. Also, I do live in the humidity, in the heat. We're going to be testing it against that. I do have dry skin and it says it's hydrating, so we're going to be seeing how it works with dry skin. I do have pigmentation issues. I'm hoping it has some good coverage. It says that it does, so we'll see. Also, I do have some lines, and we're going to be seeing if it works for mature skin, depending on how well it works on my lines. Also, we're going to be checking if it oxidizes, if it transfers. I'm going to be swatching it on my arm with other foundation matches to see how this tone and this shade kind of works and how it looks compared to my other matches. We're going to be checking the flash test. I think that's it. So there's a lot of information coming at you guys. I hope you can get all the information. Any questions you possibly have, I hope I can answer them, and if I don't, make sure you comment and you ask me below. But yeah, if you're trying to shade match with me, you came in here to see what shade I am. I always put a huge list of foundation matches down below, high-end drugstore. I'm talking about a huge list. So make sure you go check that out if you're trying to compare your shade to my shade. I know it's hard with like the camera and whatnot. So we're gonna first talk about what the foundation claims and we're gonna swatch it. So let's get started. Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. It is oil free, so it's supposed to last for 15 hours. I'm gonna wear it for about 12 hours. Okay, so I got the shade 2.22, which is light medium neutral olive is what it says it is. So it's a light medium shade with neutral olive. Honestly, I don't think I'm a light medium. I think I'm a medium, and this looks like it's going to match me. So I think that's a little bit off. So just looking at the tones, I think is the best thing for you. But this is an olive. So this is one of the things that has really gotten me excited, that in this foundation week, I have about 3, maybe 4 foundations that have olive undertones that I'm trying out, which is really, really, really awesome. I'm glad that foundations are starting to come out. I know this isn't new, but starting to come out with more olive tones. So if you have olive skin, you definitely want to watch this week and see how the olive foundations actually look, because I have a good olive foundation, the Dior one. This one is actually a true olive, looks really good. So I always compare it to this one to see if these are actually olive or if it just says it but it's actually orange. You know what I mean? So I was really excited to see that they had an olive shade, so I definitely wanted to pick it up and see if it matches me, and it looks like it's going to match me, so I'm really, really excited about that. This isn't a new foundation, but they did change things. So they added shades to this and then they lowered the price. From what it says on the Ulta website, and I will link it below, it says it now has 40 shades. It's now $36 where it was $42. So they lowered it. It says it's a high performance liquid foundation that helps you face anything. Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation hydrates even skin tone and never settles into pores and lines. Okay, so right there's a lot of claims there already. Find your perfect match among 40 shades that won't oxidize. Okay, whoa. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. These claims are nearly impossible. Every single foundation has oxidized on me. It says it's not going to oxidize. It says you can find a perfect match, which this is olive, so I can see they have a lot of undertones. It has broad range of undertones. It's the same great formula, now proven to last 24 hours. Okay, so this, they have updated it, is what's going on here. They have updated the formula. They have updated the shades. They have updated the price. So So it's medium to full coverage, buildable coverage, never settles into pores and lines. It's hydrating yet oil-free, won't oxidize, lasts 24 hours, won't cause breakouts, controls oil and shine. So if you're oily, you should be able to wear this. Transfer proof, sweat proof. Here is the thing that was so crazy of a claim. It is humidity resistant. You guys, it is so humid here. Sometimes it's 100% humidity. Did you know that humidity, they measure it in percentages? And sometimes it's 100%, and I literally can't breathe when I go outside. I'm just like, like, I'm not even kidding. So this is what was so cool. Not only does it not gonna oxidize as a claim, and this just has a lot of miracle claims, okay? So let me just go through them real quick. Just bear with me, you guys, because I'm just really excited. So it won't oxidize. Okay, it's hydrating yet oil-free, yet it will control oils. So you can wear it if you're dry, oily skin. Won't cause breakouts. It's transfer-proof, which is amazing in humidity. Sweat-proof, humidity-resistant. It's cruelty-free and vegan. You guys, this sounds like the ultimate foundation. 40 shades, different undertones. They have olive. Like, this sounds like the ultimate foundation. And we're gonna see if it really is the ultimate foundation. Oh my gosh, okay. Okay, it's breathable, it's flexible, it moves with your skin for a comfortable, flawless look that lasts all day. It easily builds. Okay, so they recommend starting with a photo finish primer, which I do not have. Okay, so the claims are pretty cool. And I love the box because it has little like tips on the box. So it says, for more sheer coverage, warm between fingertips before applying is one of its tips. So they have like a bunch of like different tips that you can have. And then it says it's a demi-matte finish. Here you go. So it says it's a demi-matte finish, but yet it's hydrating and it's great for all skin tones or skin types, sorry. I don't know. This sounds like a really, really cool foundation. So we're going to see if it actually says it's going to do. You're making it sound like it's an ultimate foundation, Smashbox. Is it? We're going to test it out today. I'm going to be brutally honest. So first, let's swatch the foundation next to other foundation shades and next to my Dior to see how the olive looks. It looks like it's pretty good next to each other. So let's do that and then we'll go ahead and get started with applying the foundation. Okay, so we're gonna see if it oxidizes. This right here is the Smashbox foundation. Okay, it looks like it does oxidize, you guys. It says that it doesn't, but it looks like it does. It didn't look like on the face that it did, but it's doing it here, so. And it's a pretty olive color that matches my Dior one before it oxidizes, but then it oxidizes a little bit orangey, peachy. But it looks really good before. Like a really pretty olive tone. Okay, here we go. Here's the Smashbox 220. Here's the Dior foundation in 2WO, which is an olive shade. These are olive shades here. This here is the Bounce foundation 3.30. This here is the Lawless foundation in golden, which is supposed to be olive, and you can see that it's olive. You can see this one's olive. This one doesn't look too bad. This one actually looks pretty nice on the skin, but this is definitely olive. Can you see that? Just a little bit darker. This here is the Colourpop No Filter foundation in medium 80. This here is the Maybelline Fit Me in 220. This here is the LA Girl Pro Matte foundation in medium beige. This one's my best match, and I think that these look pretty good next to it. Okay, so let's get started. I'm so freaking excited. It does have a pump, and it has this little cap and then the pump, and it's just, I'm just so excited about this. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a primer that I usually always use, and this is the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. It's just a primer I always use. It's been, guys, it's so hot here, and they don't have AC in a lot of houses, in a lot of schools. So like my son's in elementary school, and it was so hot yesterday that they sent them home early. Hot and humid. Crazy. Okay, here we go with the foundation. So I'm going to be trying one side with the Morphe sponge and one side with the Sigma flat top kabuki brush. Let's do this. Start with the sponge side. I think it's a good match, and it's sometimes, like, that's what I'm saying, some foundations I'm a tan, and in this one it's a light medium is what it says it is, so it's odd. So usually the sponge always gives me lighter coverage. This is just how it is, but it's supposed to be buildable, so this definitely is giving me a light coverage, just evening my skin. That's what it's doing. Okay, so it basically soaked it all up already, so I'm going to do it one more pump and we'll do the brush side. I always have foundation transfer off of my nose, so there are some big claims. Here we go. I'm actually really loving how this is drying down. A little guy right here, I'm gonna have to see if it's actually looking so good already. Like, it didn't oxidize at all, and it kind of really just soaked into the skin. Definitely smooth over my pores, especially on the brush side. I'm not trying to be like, I'm not gonna lie, this one I was excited about to like test it out, but I was kind of like, all those claims, really? Probably not gonna happen. But, and I'll bring you guys in close. It smoothed over my lines. I'm telling you, these lines, like, they're just from doing this all the time. It has completely smoothed over. And it literally looks like just like my skin. Like, I have no foundation on, that my skin just looks this flawless. That's how it looks. So on this side, it gave me like a high medium coverage, almost full coverage without looking like full coverage. Like, it doesn't look cakey at all. It doesn't look like I'm wearing a lot of coverage. It literally looks like my skin. Yeah, it literally looks like my skin, but it's perfected. Without making him look dry, because it was this little zit thing I had right here. It's more like a scab now, and it's just flaky and dry, but it did not accentuate it. It completely smoothed it. And yesterday I was using the Lawless one, and it was doing that to it, and I didn't like it. But today, this foundation is not sinking into it, and it's pretty much dried. Like, if it wasn't humid here, I probably wouldn't even set this, because it's dried nicely. Wow, I am really freaking excited. Okay, I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be back and I'll show you guys really up close and personal how the foundation looks, how it's settling in the skin. It's pretty much dried, but I'm still gonna put concealer on and kind of set this. I just wanted to show you the foundation before I even set it, like how it just looks beautiful on my skin right now. Okay, so I finished the rest of my makeup. I will link everything that I used below in the description box if you are curious, but just to save time, I won't go through everything that I used on my face. But let's take a close look and see what my face looks like. I can tell you right now that this has definitely beat a lot of my expectations. I can see a little bit. Like, honestly, I don't think that I needed to set it all that much. I think that I should have just set just underneath the eyes, maybe a little bit on my nose, but I did set my whole face, and I can see the little bit of that powder, but it's not the foundation. The foundation itself looks so smooth, so nice. So what did it say? Did it say medium to full coverage? Because it definitely got on full coverage on this side of the face, a very high medium on this side of the face. That I definitely do feel that it was buildable. I could build it up, that's very true. I think that it did not oxidize. From looking at it, I haven't done my swatches yet, but you guys have seen. It hasn't oxidized. I do think it's colored true, and I do think it's like a demi matte, because I have like a glow, but it had no tackiness to it like a matte would. So I can see how it had like a more like a satiny, like demi matte finish. I definitely agree with that. I do feel like it was hydrating because it didn't make my skin feel dry, and it didn't accentuate my dry patch here on the center of my eyes here, it did not accentuate that, which I am so incredibly surprised because that dry patch is gnarly, man. I put concealer on it, even the Too Faced or the Born This Way Too Faced concealer that is hydrating, I put that on there and it still accentuated that little guy. Like, I couldn't get rid of it. And just the dry patch around it is just terrible. So I definitely am very impressed that it kind of like laid it flat perfectly, and even though I powdered it, it still looks bomb right now. And I do see why it has like a flawless finish to it. It makes you look flawless. It does smooth over the pores. It doesn't accentuate any texture, any pores, any of my lines. It has not sunk into my lines. My forehead looks like I don't have any makeup on. It looks like it always does, and even a little bit better than it regularly does. Like, I definitely think it smoothed over that. So if you have mature skin, so far I'm guessing it's probably good, but we'll kind of address that again at the end of the night. But yeah, it is looking so freaking good, and I think the color match is very, 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 very good. I really like the color match that I settled on. So you guys, I'm really excited because these are some crazy claims here for a foundation, and it's really humid. So I'm going to be testing it out throughout the day. I'm going to be checking in at the 5-hour mark and then at the very end of the night, and we're going to see if it actually does everything it says it's going to do. That would be so great. It would be like the perfect foundation. It might even trump my Dior one. Dior is my favorite foundation of all time right now. But if this does everything, and like through the humidity and everything, I might really, really, really like this foundation. Like, and it's hydrating, and and it's cheap. Not too cheap, but it's not 40, 50 bucks. This was like $49. This is only like $32. So I don't know. I'm really excited so far. So yeah, I'll check back in with you guys at the 5-hour mark, and then we'll talk about the flash test at that time as well. Hey guys, so it's like 2:30, almost 3 o'clock, and it's been 5 hours that I've been wearing the foundation. I thought I would do a check-in out here in like natural lighting. It's raining outside, so it's kind of like has like a cool tint to it. It's been raining all day and it's been pretty humid, but I thought I would check in with you guys and I'd show you guys really up close and personal how my foundation looks. I'm not gonna lie, when I first got up this morning, got dressed, filmed that part of the video, did my makeup, I came out, and I have a friend that was staying with us, and she right away was like, "What do you have on your face? Like, your makeup looks so good. Like, is that your foundation?" And I kind of told her, like, it's a new foundation I'm trying, and she's like, "That's a foundation. What's making your skin look perfect is the foundation." Like, what? And so we've kind of had a couple foundation like talks or discussions, but she thought my makeup looked really good, and I've gotten a couple of compliments. So it makes me feel like the foundation looks so good on the skin, and it really does. It looks good on the skin, and I haven't noticed it transferring. So usually I'll notice on my kids, like I'll kiss them, and on their very light skin you can see like the orange coming off of my foundation, especially my husband, and I've been paying attention, and there's been no transfer thus far. It hasn't been transferring thus far, which is pretty impressive. And we'll see. Now that I'm going outside, I'm gonna go pick up my son from school, and it's really humid, and so we're gonna see if it really is humidity resistant. So I think that my skin does look really smoothed out. I think that my pores and texture are hidden. I think that it has amazing coverage and is not sinking into my fine lines. I think so far this is one of the best, if not the best, foundation for my lines. That is not sunk in there at all. Like, not at all. It's looking so amazing on the skin, and it makes me so excited because it's not drying out my skin. Like, I'm not having, like, my patch doesn't look dry. It looks really good on the skin, and I'm really impressed. So let's talk about the flash test really quickly, and then I have to go. This does have a flash. This does have a flash. It does have SPF in it. I'm not 100% sure if it's the powder or the foundation, but I do have a white cast on my face, and I will definitely update you guys down below in the description box if for some reason it was the powder. But honestly, it has SPF, so it doesn't surprise me that it does have a white cast or a make your face look a lot lighter than your neck. It doesn't surprise me at all. It's to be expected, but I do like the SPF in there. So but anyways, I am loving the foundation so far. I will check in at the very end of the night. I'm gonna try to wear it for like 12 hours, probably longer than 12 hours, maybe 13 hours, and I'll check back in and we'll talk about it and my final thoughts, if it's actually doing everything that it says it's gonna do, because this has a lot of claims, you guys, but it kind of makes me really excited. So yeah, I'll check back in here with you guys pretty soon. Okay, so I'm back. It's been over 12 hours. I'm so tired. I almost went to bed and like washed off my face and forgot that I was wearing a foundation. I was trying it out. But let's look at the foundation and see how it looks on me. It's definitely glowy. I definitely still have a lot of coverage. It is not breaking apart at all, and my scab guy looks absolutely amazing. It did not sink into any of my lines. It just look glowy, like really glowy. Not too bad though. It doesn't, like, I don't feel like I look oily, and I'm just impressed with how much coverage I have all over the face still. I am very impressed with the foundation, and I do want to say that if you match me and you have an olive undertone, this one is a really good one. 2.22. If you don't have an olive undertone but you match my shade, looking around the shades 2.22 is probably going to be your best bet, because it says I'm light medium, even though I feel like I'm more medium, but that's just a little reference. So I do like the shade. I don't think it transfers. I kind of was checking all throughout the day, and I think that it's impossible for it to completely not transfer if you're rubbing your face, if you're like sliding something across your face. But I do think that it's possible to not transfer just from kissing someone, not like making out, but you know what I mean? Like, or hugging someone and just placing your face on their shirt. And I don't feel like this one transfers. This one does a really good job with that. When I kiss my kids, it doesn't just automatically come off on their cheeks. So I do think this one is transfer proof. I do think it is humidity resistant because it did not break apart, and even though it got glowy, it didn't get overly glowy. It doesn't feel oily. It doesn't feel like it's sliding around, and that happens a lot with a lot of foundations. Just from the humidity, it feels like my foundation is literally sliding off of me. This one did not feel like that. I do think that it minimizes pores and it doesn't settle into fine lines. I think that it did maybe oxidize a tiny bit, but nothing significant enough that it wouldn't work for you with the shade that you picked. It's nothing that significant. So I do think that the things that it claims that it does, it actually does do, you guys. It hydrates my skin, and the thing that impressed me the most, you guys, is that it did not accentuate my peely, dry-skinned guy right here. That really impressed me, and that it's still, even though it was hydrating like that and it didn't accentuate that, it dried down when I had first applied it. I really love it. I think this is a really good foundation, and I'm very surprised that nobody else is talking about it because it's really good. I don't know, I'm really excited about this one, you guys. I think this one's going to be a new favorite of mine. I really do love it. I think it is a bomb foundation. I'm talking about like 10 out of 10. Like, I'm really impressed, and I think the olive shade itself is really beautiful. This does give you a white cast, so if you need something for flash photography, this one might not be the best for you. But I do like how the Beauty Blender, or how the sponge and the brush side look, to make sure that I cover all of my points. Yeah. So those are kind of my thoughts on the foundation. I think it's a thumbs up if you're interested in trying it. If you have dry skin, I think this is a good one to try. If you have dry skin but you want something that's hydrating but not glowy, this is a good one to try. I think if you have oily skin, this one will work. Just powder your face really well if you live in humidity. But I really like it, you guys. I hope you have been enjoying foundation week. Don't forget to check out my other videos and come back tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going in a drugstore foundation you guys have been requesting and asking for, that has 40 shades. Is it 40 or 42? 40 shades. It's drugstore, it's matte, and it's just really exciting foundation for me to try. So make sure you come back here tomorrow for that video. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all your support with foundation week and how sweet your guys' comments are, and just returning and just hanging out with me and talking with me and being active here in this little tiny community I'm trying to create. Thank you guys so much. You are so amazing, and you seriously mean the world to me. I'm really starting to become friends with so many of you that, you know, comment and talk to me and whatnot. But I love you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye guys.